I hear this all the time, where you can have this high value of scripture. You hear that. I just heard a pastor say this. It is like high value of scripture, versus this high value of tradition. We have to be very mindful when we use this high value of scripture, because what high value of scripture, like when
Right.
we start talking about white supremacy and racism, this
Right.
like intertwined within a lot of those seminary teachings and
Yeah.
reform
Because
thinking
who's
and all of that.
defining what that high
Exactly.
value is, right? Because a lot of times people don't even realize they're just taking it for granted, but they've
Yeah.
assimilated into the very ways of interpreting scripture that actually were death dealing to us, that justified
Yes.
slavery, that justified Jim Crow, right?
Yes.
And so we gotta. I mean, look, I love scripture. I believe we gotta immerse ourselves in the
Yes.
scriptures,
Yes.
and it's fulfilled in the person of Jesus Christ. But I also know that it can be weaponized, and it's
Yes.
dangerous, and it's not just so self-explanatory. It has to be interpreted with responsibility and carefully and spiritually, and in ways that actually lead to loving God and loving neighbor, right?
Right,
And so I
right.
think that too often, yeah, we can drink the Kool-Aid and just get
Right.
assimilated into white perspectives on how to engage and read the Bible. Here's one thing I often say to people is, look, if I had a choice between sitting under Martin Luther or Sojourner Truth, right? Martin Luther,
Okay.
doctorate, right? Highly
Yeah.
educated, knew different language and stuff. Or Sojourner Truth, who was illiterate, right?
Exactly.
Who am I going to sit under? Sojourner Truth,
Exactly.
right? And she knew the gospel, right?
Yes. Yes.
So she might not have had the education that other people had, but she knew the stories and she knew the
Yeah.
implications of it, and it oriented her life in meaningful ways. And so
And it was leading you towards Jesus.
it was leaning towards
not away
Jesus.
from scripture.
That's right.
Not away from others. Like, there's things to look for in those guardrails.
Guardrails, yeah.
Yeah.